two or three poems first from Bull Buffalo. See how those go. I have to pick out the ones I know won't get sued free. I think I'll start with the man whose name's on the door with mine there. Guy who's been around longer than me even. Chuck Ladd. A place called Oklahoma. Scientists and such people say certain colors of the sky are due to something called meteorological conditions. But my ancestors say the blue sky is a sign of peaceful spirits, and gray troubled clouds sing of a threatened heart, and rain is a tear gift of my people. Weathermen say that a red sky is some meteorological trick of reflection, refraction, and light. But weather gods say a red sky is the ascended blood of my ancestors who settled in a place called Oklahoma. It's one of Chuck's really good poems. I'm going to get a poem by another buddy of mine. He wrote this poem especially for this collection. Bill McCloud, Tarzan in the Osage and the Rickety Bridge. Early 60s. My early teens. I spent summers with my grandparents out in the Osage, playing with horny toads, avoiding scorpions, enjoying the fruit of the watermelon fields, listening to Cardinals baseball on the radio, and reading the complete set of Tarzan books in red hardcovers that my grandpa bought me at a sale. I know now I learned patience from my grandparents as the melons grew, or as we waited our chance at the party line, or our visit to the outhouse, and all the times we waited for our turn to cross that old one-lane bridge. We'd travel during trips into town, the long, rickety bridge that seemed to have a life of its own and a desire to take mine, and scared me more than I ever dared let my grandpa know. So I said a silent prayer each time our old pickup moved onto the bridge, and I opened my book and went in search of the jewels of Opar. Really like that poem. This whole book has got just, I could probably just sit and read one after the other, but got at least one more I'm going to get here out of this for this go around. Benjamin Myers, one of my personal favorites. It's called, and I really like this poem, it's called Quail Hunt, One Horse, Oklahoma, 1982. The Johnson grass is like a yellow flame beneath a thin glass dome. My grandfather this morning wades into that fire, his 20 gauge draped open in the crook of his elbow, like a bird he's already shot. I follow his orange plaid hunting jacket through waist-high blades of scouring blonded grass to pet the dog he's brought for nosing up the birds from bare and brushy upwards rush of scrub. I know by the time we cross this frozen creek again, the shells he's spent will bulge my pocket like a bullfrog's throat. This man was born before this land was a state, and now begins to knee his way into the high grass of his last 10 years. Not yet frail, not yet waning, down to elbow and kneecap on a hospice bed, still strong as a cedar knot in hard earth. The dog noses a sudden flash of bobwhites up like a handful of dirt clods flung against the cold, clear dome of pre-snow sky. And some say to shoot them down is brutal. But I already know that in a place that's mostly sky, to shoot a bird back down to earth is just a way to keep the rest of all we've got from rising to follow and falling up toward that dead, cold, forever distant, cracked and bluish dome. Really a kick-ass poem. So if you get a chance, you should pick that book up.